Good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday. So, today the topic is set the tone. Now, there's obviously a lot I can say about this topic. I wrote a whole entire book, but let me give you an empowered starting point of what I mean by set the tone. The ego would have us believing that the outside world is the cause and our response, our reaction, how we feel is the effect. In actuality, what really is happening is that our minds, our beliefs, our thoughts, our emotions, and our energy is the cause. And what we experience in life, how we view life, how we perceive life is the effect. So if you could just start to shift into knowing this is the cause, this is the effect. I myself am the cause. Now we want to embrace that in an empowered way. This isn't about blaming. This isn't about, well, if I don't have something, I mustn't want it enough. That's a whole nother topic that we can go into at another point. For now, stay with me on knowing that I'm the cause, this is the effect. Okay, that already, view that and take that in an empowered way. I feel in my power when I know that this is the cause, this is the effect. So, because ego views it the other way around, it always wants to see something before it will believe it. It wants to see something before it will trust it. It wants to see something before it will change its mind, right? Well, you know, if before I'm compassionate, I want to see that people are compassionate to me. Before I'm going to be kind to you, I want to see you be kind to me. And so nothing ever changes. The patterns that are set up, the interactions that are in certain relationships, the way we perceive the world, the way we navigate our way through the world never changes, because the ego is sitting back waiting for it to be different before it will respond differently. Or, you know, when we're under its illusion, we think, well, I can't feel differently until that changes. So today we're going to literally turn that on its head. And that is exactly what setting the tone means. Setting the tone is a reminder to yourself. Okay, so if I set the tone, what is it that I want to see? So I must set the tone of that. In my inner world, what do I want to experience? How do I want to feel in here? Well, I've got to set the tone. In my outer world, how do I want my relationships to be? How do I want to view the world? What kind of world do I want to live in? Because this is something that we're really seeing at the moment. Most people would say, I want to live in a more compassionate world and with equality, with understanding, with peace. I want to live in a world with peace. Most people would agree to that. And yet most of us are not peaceful. We're attacking each other. We're attacking certain groups. We can be very hostile with each other, particularly on social media where we don't have to face each other. Interaction, there's a lot of conflict. So there's anything but peace. So today, the focus is on knowing I set the tone. What kind of a world do I want to live in? What kind of a world do I want to experience? And let me be the example of that. Let me be the living example of that. Let me set the tone. Okay, we can be the leaders. We can lead the way in what we want to see. We can have it be so clear what our values are, what our priorities are, and what we wish to see in this world. We can have it be so clear that people will be able to look at us and say, clearly, that's what he, she values, because they're always prioritizing that. Where I want you to really embrace it today, the practical tip for today, because remember, if we start too big, it's overwhelming. Anything practical, if it's too big, it's overwhelming and you'll stop doing it. So if I was to say to you, right, so to completely set the tone today, inner world, outer world, how you speak to yourself, how you behave, you probably will, like, you might do it for an hour and then you'll just go, what? And in fact, you'll spend more time going, oh shit, I forgot. Oh no, hang on. You'll spend more time catching yourself out than you will actually doing it. So let's start with a practical tip today that is simple and an easy way to start. I'm going to set the tone in our inner world today. Set the tone with how we speak to ourselves. That will be the focus today. And then after today, I would love you to keep applying this and I'd love you to keep building on it. That's great. But for today, in a practical sense, and the practical tip for today is, imagine if the universe was to say to you, imagine if every person you know was to say to you, how would you like me to speak to you? How would you like to be spoken to? And then we're going to answer that question today by how we speak to ourselves. So we are going to set the tone. We are going to answer that with our own behavior. Going to answer that with our self-talk, with the tone we use with ourselves, with the words we use with ourselves, with how we speak to ourselves. So today, focus. All of that inner dialogue that runs through our minds all day long we're going to be setting the tone. We're going to be answering. We're going to live as an answer, as though the universe has said to us, how would you like to be spoken to? And we're going to really mindfully think, how do I want to be spoken to within relationships? How do I want people to speak to me? How do I want them to be with me? And that's what we're going to provide for ourselves today. Okay, so throughout the day, I want you to imagine, just keep reminding yourself that this is our practice today. Keep reminding yourself. So if you forget, you can kind of have a reminder be hearing the universe say, how would you like to be spoken to? And your response will be, here, let me show you. Okay, so if at some point of today you start to find yourself in a bit of a downward spiral, maybe in how you're speaking to yourself, in your tone with yourself, maybe you do something and you frustrate yourself, and maybe your usual response is to kind of beat yourself up or go into a tirade with yourself. Maybe you've done something or you've acted in a certain way, or a memory comes up where you think, oh, I could have handled that better. How do you want to be spoken to? Here, let me show you. And then consciously set the tone. Okay, so that's today's practical tip. Okay, going to move into the chakra activation that we've been doing each morning. Today is the third eye, which is, sort of a space between your two eyes. So let's move into that. I'm testing up in which order to do this. So we'll do that. Then we'll go on to the oil and then the card reading for today. So today, the third eye chakra. So close your eyes as you have been each morning, and a nice deep conscious breath in through your nose and breathing out. Feel yourself relax, feel yourself grounding, feel your feet on the ground. Nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out and relax, feel your focus moving down your body, down your legs into your feet on the ground. Now I want you to imagine a golden light, a golden glow, a golden ray coming from the center of the earth and moving up through all the layers of the earth, through the ground and into your feet. I want you to imagine that golden light filling your feet, up your legs, filling the lower part of your abdomen, the upper part of your abdomen, moving up and filling your chest area. So there's this golden glow from the center of the earth all the way up, connecting you through your feet, legs, all the way up your body, all the way to your throat. And then see, feel, and sense that golden light moving up your face to your third eye area, a space between your two eyes. I want you to imagine that light beaming out of that area. Golden light, a golden ray, a golden spark of light beaming out of that third eye chakra. And I want you to say, I see with my power. I see into my power. I see myself in my power. I see through my power. I see myself in my power. I see with my power. Okay. Another nice deep breath in. And moving your shoulders around, wriggling your feet and sensing them on the ground. And with the next breath in, you can open your eyes. Okay, so today it's all about seeing ourselves in our power. I see myself. And this is really a very empowered way to see ourselves, to see how the world works. Oh, I set the tone. I don't sit and wait for it all to work out. I don't sit and wait for the outside world to be in a particular way before I will be a match to it. I understand that I can lead the way. I am the leader in my life. I lead the way. I set the tone. I show people how I want to be treated. I start to see the world that I want to live in. I start to recognize what is it that I want this planet to look like. I want it to look like, I want it to be peaceful. Therefore, I set the tone. I want it to be all about equality. Okay, let me set the tone. It is a way of life. It is a daily, everyday practice. Start today with your inner world, with your inner dialogue. Start today. As you move through your day, give yourself reminder cues by imagining the universe saying to you, how do you want to be spoken to? And you answer with, let me show you the way. Let me show you. And that's how today you'll focus on how you speak to yourself. Okay? The oil that showed up for today, it tested up before I started recording. It is tea tree. And the message, it's perfect and beautiful. The message of this oil is fortify. So really, to fortify something is to really strengthen it, to set it in stone, to make it concrete, to fortify. And, you know, we are not fortifying ourselves by making ourselves sort of not be fluid and not be kind of flowing, but we fortify our sense of self. We fortify our sense of power. We remember who we are. We fortify, we set in stone what we will allow by setting the tone. Now, if you can hear all of those motorbikes out there, it sounds like it's really loud. I hope it's not so loud that you're having trouble hearing me or that it's distracting. And the soul reflection of the tea tree oil is, and this is what is tested up for us. So if you can, I'd love you to close your eyes and to visualize this as I read it out to you. This is a quote by Lunig. Close your eyes. Go to the end of the path until you get to the gate. Go through the gate and head straight out toward the horizon. Keep going towards the horizon. Sit down and have a rest every now and again, but keep on going. Just keep on with it. Keep on going as far as you can. That's how you get there. So fitting with the journey that we're on right now collectively, with the journey that we're always on individually, personally, in the expansion of our soul, and with setting the tone. Keep on going. That's how you get there. That's how you end up living in the world that you want to live in. That's how you end up having the experience on this planet that you want to have. You keep on going. You keep setting that tone. You don't let ego say to you, no, I'm not doing it until they start doing it. Why should I? Why should I start being peaceful and compassionate when everybody else is just tearing each other apart and everybody else is just in conflict? Why should I do it? That will always be ego's attitude. It's that little toddler attitude of, well, but why should I? Because you're the one that wants it. And if you're the one that wants it, set the tone. Lead the way. Be the model. Model it in everything you do. The cards that showed up today, and I haven't looked at them, so I tested up. I shuffled through the ones that came out. I tested the order, but I haven't looked at the actual cards. So at the moment, I can only see the back of them. And they are from the Kyle Gray deck, Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. A beautiful deck gifted to me by a lovely friend, Marsha. If you're watching, Marsha, thank you again. You know that I use them all the time and they're just a godsend. Okay, the first card. Lord, take charge with authority. Perfect with setting the tone. Take charge of your life with authority. Take charge of the energy with authority. Walk into a space with authority. Okay? A lot of people are frightened to be in their authority. But if we're working on being sovereign beings, how far can we get without taking authority? Taking authority does not mean taking somebody else's authority. It doesn't mean taking somebody else's power. Remember, that's ego's version of power. Power over, manipulate, power over a whole entire control over a whole entire situation. Take authority means, like yesterday, well, I decide what this means. Like today, I am going to live my life as though the universe were constantly saying to me, what do you want? And ego would say, well, what do I want? Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me vision board it. Let me affirm it. Let me tell you. I say to you, far more powerful is, let me show you. Let me take authority and let me show you. Okay. The second card, Stag, trust and thrive. Trust and thrive. I think that's self-explanatory. Trust that this is how the world works. Trust that this is how the world works. Trust that we're on track. Trust that we're doing it. Trust that we're in it. Trust that keep on going as far as you can, and that's how you get there. Yes, rest when you need to, but walk down that path, walk through the gate and keep on heading to the horizon. Take a rest when you need to, keep going as far as you can. That's how you get there. Okay. Oh my goodness. Hunter, track down your fears and desires. Track down your fears and desires. Now I'm saying, oh my goodness, because have a look at, they've all got antlers. How's that? Crowns, antlers. I don't know what the symbolism of antlers are. If anybody knows, if you could put it in the comments, I would love to know. I can't look it up on my phone because I'm recording on my phone. I'll put it in the description. I will actually I'll look up at the end of this metaphysical symbolism of horns or antlers, and I will put it in the description part. So when you'll see the title of the video, just click on the little arrow that extends it down, and that's where each video you'll see that I've written the oils that came up and the card deck that I've used. But let's have a look specifically at Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. Now, fears and desires are on opposite ends of a spectrum. Your fears will never lead you to your desires. And if you desire something, there's nothing to fear about that. You would not desire it if it's coming from your wiser self, your higher self. You would not desire it if there was something to fear in it. Track down your fears and desires. Separate them out. Really separate them out. Really separate them out. The thing with these three visuals too, is like just how in their power they are. Really empowered. Anything else we need to know about that? Look up, okay, so I'm going to look up Hunter, track down your fears and desires, and just see if there's something in the booklet that comes with the cards that is going to give us some more info that we need today. Hunter, 44. As the motorbikes keep whizzing, people are going a bit stir crazy, I think. Okay, extended message. I am to read it out to you, so let me read it out to you, and you will get from it what you're meant to get from it, because the whole thing is showing. So, instead of being hunted down by your fears or other feelings that you have buried, become the hunter. You are being given confidence and strength at this time, so use your power to make a difference. You are not here to cower away or live in the shadows. You are here to realize your fullest potential. But this can only occur when you step up and do what needs to be done. When this card arises, there could be an opportunity to face an aspect of your past or bring closure to a situation that has been haunting you. If you are a man or identify as male, this card represents your masculinity and an opportunity to know yourself more deeply. If you are a female or identify as female, this card represents your capacity to be strong and powerful and overcome limitations. Very powerful, very beautiful. Take charge with authority, trust and thrive, track down your fears and desires, and instead of being the hunted, become the hunter. The cards are sort of as fresh to me as they are to you when you're watching it, because I don't know what's going to come up before. As with nearly all videos I do, I just have a topic in mind, and it's only when I sit down that I see what comes. So I'm loving all of that. And the tea tree, Fortify. All right, everybody. It is wonderful to have you here as always. Tomorrow's video, the Sunday video, will be the last in this series. At whatever point you start listening to these, it doesn't matter. They're all standalone. They're just part of a Being in Your Power series. But really, all of my work focuses on that, and you could come in and listen to it at any time. And I trust that it will find you at exactly the right time. As always, please leave me a comment. Let me know what resonates. Let me know what has been helpful. And I would appreciate if you like the video, if you did find it helpful, and that you share it. If there's anybody that you can think of that it would benefit. Much love, and have an empowered day.